it's been long since we last talked Tielemans, but Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to give us an update about Tielemans' transfer plan. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's a Wednesday and I hope you guys are really having fantastic fun, depending on where you're watching this from in my country. Most people right now are going off their jobs and traveling home, and may the Almighty Lord see you through and really reach safely down in your respective homes. We are also discussing Jude Bellingham, a player that Real Madrid has already agreed personal terms with, and now Real Madrid is planning its first bid for Jude Bellingham to a side known as Borussia Dortmund. And lastly, we are going to talk about the two Chelsea players that have returned in training whose injury problems have been really recurring this season. And let's see close to 200 likes smash on this video, and let's raffle to rumble onto this channel. Tielemans, a player whose contract is running down on the 30th of June this year, is really playing for Leicester City, a team that is going to be relegated, meaning that is going to be up for grabs in the summer for free. Now, what does Fabrizio Romano has to say about this Belgian international? Fabrizio has told us that Tielemans will leave Leicester City as a free agent, confirmed, no doubt since last summer. Understand has not agreed terms with any club yet. There are multiple proposals on the table, but Tielemans is focused on final games. Then he will assess his options and decide his next club. Now, for Tielemans, no one doubts his talent. That's it. And I think there is no club that is really interested or was interested in Tielemans that is going to come out and really pull out or lessen their interest or their appetite onto his current season form. Because in the game of football, we always say class is permanent and form is temporary. Now, towards the World Cup, Tielemans was back to the Tielemans we know, and Madison. Those two were back to the teams we know, and you saw Leicester City win close to 4 games consecutively. But after the World Cup, they returned and they never got back to their form. But specifically talking Tielemans, he's that kind of player that is needed by very many clubs. Just to mention but a few: Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Man City, Barcelona, and very many others. You know, he's a talented guy. Quality works with him. Class works with him. And he's special in a way that he can play 3 positions of the midfield. He can play in the double pivots, he can play in the single pivots, he can play as a central attacking midfielder, according to Tielemans. And if at all he has been offering such a huge amount of game for Leicester City with no quality players around him, imagine him in a team like Arsenal, imagine him in a team like Manchester United or Liverpool, and he is not up to be sold for money. He's up for free. That's why Fabrizio is telling us that he just wants to see Leicester sum up its season, because Leicester is really having 33 points and they're left with 2 games to go. And in those 2 games, if they are to really be safe, they need to win all those games. If at all they find themselves in a position of really not getting relegated, and that's what Tielemans is focused on. But I understand his agent is speaking with certain teams to get him the best offer that he deserves. Now, they're having 30 points and 19. They are 19th in the Premier League table, but Leeds ahead of them is having 31. Everton is having 32. Nottingham is having 34. So that means if they win their 2 games, they can find themselves in a position of not really getting relegated. But which games are they left with? They are supposed to play Newcastle. That is on Monday next week, and then they are going to host West Ham. That is it. So if at all they find themselves beaten on Monday and other teams win, then Leicester will be the second team to join Southampton into the relegation zone. But I think Leicester made a very big hauler in the summer transfer window. I think I would have gone ahead to let Tielemans go when Arsenal came in with £35 million, take that amount of money and rebuild again. That's it. Even James Maddison, I think they would have sold him at like £60 million, because right now, if at all they are relegated, Maddison will go for like £30 million, you know? And it's really haunting them up to now. But for Yuri Tielemans with Arsenal, he had already agreed personal terms. How many years ago? 2 years ago. I don't know where they still stand. And I think they have to, if at all Arsenal is the team that's going to go in for Tielemans, they still need to change, because then they still need to change the terms, because this time he's coming in as a free agent, meaning that he should be given a sign-on fee of like £10 million, then a huge salary of like £200,000 per week. That is Yuri Tielemans for you. So let's wait and see what developments are really going to come in after this deal of Yuri Tielemans, but he's a player available on a free that very many teams are really going to go ahead and really want, because teams like Manchester United, whose future of the ownership is unsure, all uncertain, they need to get in players. That's why Erik ten Hag and his entourage are really chasing in Rabiot, because even Rabiot is going to be a free agent. So let's wait and see what's going to pan out from that. Then let's do Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a player, 19 years of age, who plays for Borussia Dortmund, and Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that Real Madrid are already planning the official bid for Bellingham. After personal terms agreed on long-term deal 2 weeks ago, proposal will be sent to Borussia Dortmund and it will include add-ons. Timing also depends on Bundesliga race title. Real Madrid will be respectful with Dortmund. That is it. So, elite teams do business even before the window opens. Now, Real Madrid don't want to find themselves in a situation of being caught up with an intruder into this deal. And who can be the intruder? Manchester United. Yesterday, Sheikh Jassim Al Thani found himself putting in a new bid of £5.5 billion. And if at all Madrid don't see this through early enough, then United solves its problems of the takeover soon, and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani is announced as the new owner of Manchester United. What he's going to do first is to talk to Erik ten Hag and tell him, please, which players do you want? And he'll tell him Jude Bellingham. And I think, however much they've gone ahead to agree stuff, United can come in and obviously tell Borussia Dortmund, how much money do you want? £130 million. We are giving it to you. And can we talk to the entourage of Jude Bellingham? And I understand that can cause a little bit of unsettlement in between the camp of Jude Bellingham and Real Madrid. So Madrid want to see off this deal signed, sealed, and dusted. That's it. Because even Liverpool, when Liverpool qualify for the Champions League, if at all they do, they can find themselves in a position of really coming in through and unsettling this deal. The reason as to why they say they pulled out was simple. They were not sure of their Champions League, of them qualifying for the Champions League. That's it. So, according to me, Madrid is doing good business. If you add Jude Bellingham, that midfield of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Toni Kroos, Modric, and then you add on Valverde, then you put in Jude Bellingham, I think it's going to be one of the best midfields in the world. And today, Real Madrid is going to be hosted by Man City at Etihad in the Champions League semi-final second leg. The first leg ended 1-1 in favor of Real Madrid. So, in favor of no one. It ended in a stalemate, 1-1. So, they are playing Man City at the Etihad. So, let's wait and see how that is going to pan out. And I think it's also going to show who or where Jude Bellingham made the choice to go, because Jude Bellingham snubbed Man City because of the uncertainty of the way they are running their things and the way their management is really under lots of questions from the Premier League of how they managed to win trophies with that team they are really having. So that is it for Yuri Tielemans and Jude Bellingham, and let's go to Chelsea. Reece James, one of the most injured players this season, missed out on the World Cup because of injury, has returned to Cobham and he's back on the grass training. He's not only the one, he is not only the one that is back on the grass, even Mason Mount is really back training, and we don't know whether they are going to feature into the games they're going to be playing against Chelsea, Manchester United, and Newcastle. So they're really having 3 tough fixtures remaining, and we don't know how they're going to go on with them. But obviously, I want to confirm to you that those 2 players are back on the grass and they're really doing well. So guys, your thoughts on Yuri Tielemans transfer update are welcome in the comment section below. Then Real Madrid planning to put in a bid for Jude Bellingham very soon, like 2 weeks from now. And lastly, what are your thoughts about the return of Mason Mount and Reece James at Cobham at Chelsea? I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I sign out for now. See you later.